Right. Well, Ranconius may have almost passed out at his computer, so we brought in another insomniac. So of course it's not actually midnight for you. So this is weird. I don't know what to do when you're not sleep deprived.
I know, it's very odd, isn't it?
This is very odd indeed. That said, something else that's odd is I didn't realize that our first ban of the day hadn't been even picked or banned yet. Hell getting banned out immediately,
Yeah.
followed by Cirquet, then Capri, not Capri, then Cirquet. Misclicked on that one, so that's why I
Yeah.
fixed that really quickly. Again, I'm
Yeah,
still
that
getting
is
used to this.
true.
But Hell first ban means that Team Instinct is worried about Team Illusion picking it. Again, character
Yeah.
that she's very strong, but if you're not good at her, you really shouldn't play her. And so I think a lot of teams at the lower levels decide not to worry about her either way because they think, okay, we can punish a Hell, but we don't know how to play her. Now, Xing Tien picked up there by WolfOfEloStreet. I like Xing Tien in the solo or the jungle more than I like him in support role. Just because his support ability is not all there. He's got a lot of damage, got a lot of CC. He's a great bruiser.
Yeah, with Xing Chen,
What did I
one of
just
the
do?
things that you've got to be careful about is the fact that he doesn't do that much damage in lane. Well, especially to lane minions, without putting himself very much out of position. Sort of, he has to use his engage to get into the minion wave, or if he doesn't, he's not going to be doing very much damage to it. So you've got to combo it with a god who actually has a lot of clear, something like a Neith, which is what they have currently locked in.
Yep, sorry.
Over on the side of Team Illusion, we see Thor and some Wukong being locked in. Some Wukong standard, very strong god right now, very obvious as to why they've locked him in. And same with Thor as well. He's just such a strong jungler that there's no real reason to give him up right now.
Indeed, so apologies. Pages just went crazy, but I think I fixed it. So luckily nothing showed up on screen, so I just had to panic. Geb and Athena both banned in the second round, and well, I mean, nothing was picked, so why not? However, that does force supports deeper into their god pools, and we're going to see Sobek getting locked in here by Kurko. I'm not quite sure who that's for, but I can't remember. I can't remember who on Illusion is the support, but it doesn't matter. I trust in them. Korinyo locking in Ymir. I know that's probably going to go to Bobat, or will Wolf play? Because WolfOfEloStreet is the kind of support who would play Ymir, but Bobat's the kind of jungler who would also play Ymir. So
Yeah, like to be honest, I think I'm absolutely loving this coming out from both Team Instinct and Team Illusion. They know each other pretty well, so we're going to finally see that's going to be a Loki. So that's Loki's most likely going to go into the jungle, no, going into the solo. So that's probably an Ymir jungle and a Xing Chen support.
though Ymir and Xing
Meanwhile,
Tien
on
do
Team
play
Illusion,
similar. So
yeah,
actually, never
we've
mind. It
got
locked
to
in.
ask her on Team Illusion, is that going to be a Sun Wukong solo or a Sun Wukong support? Because again, it could go either way.
Sobek is certainly possible. So it'll be interesting to see where things go. And though with things not being traded, we are going to see Xing Chen in support, and then Xata is the support for Illusion. So will be a solo Wukong and a support Sobek.
Yeah, so it will be, so it's going to be a little bit less, well, it's going to be pretty straightforward for Team Illusion, sadly. It could have been great to see the Sun Wukong support. I would have loved to see it. I've only seen it a couple of times in SPL, and it's worked out a lot of the times. But yeah, so, to be honest, these are actually relatively standard teams. I do like the fact that we've got Xing Chan and Ymir on the same team, as that's a whole lot of burst, and more importantly, if you have a look at Team Instinct, it seems to be built around the Xing Chen ultimate pretty much. So it's effectively Xing Chen ultimate and early gold Furies is what they seem to be trying to go for. So they're gonna most likely look for a gold Fury around 5-6 minute mark, and then more importantly, what they want to do is they want to get the Xing Chen ultimate into the Neith route, into the Isis Spirit Ball, and the
But of course, you have to do that.
silence as well.
That's after the throw, because while they're in the Xing Chen Ultimate, they're technically CC immune to everything else.
Yeah.
So again,
But,
it's the little things. But I believe in Team Instinct. I believe in Team Illusion. These are both teams that have made it to top 4 this week. These are both teams that are top 4 in my opinion as well. And In my opinion, the top 8 teams are all top 4 caliber. In terms of the teams that have consistently made it to top 4, which is really only about 6. So again, maybe the top 6 teams are all top 4 caliber. But of course, that means that somebody has to actually fall out because that's how rankings work. So that said,
I mean, we had some very interesting changes this week. We'll probably talk about that later on.
Yeah,
but
we'll probably talk about that in game.
Yeah. But I think for now we're gonna have to actually go to a quick break. We'll be back as soon as we can with the actual live gameplay of Team Instinct versus Team Illusion. See you in a bit.
All right. So again, technical difficulties. That seems to be the nature of today, but we're in, which is the important part. Team Instinct up against Team Illusion. Okay, good. I turned audio on.
Yeah.
Players are all in the right spots, I think. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're actually good.
Well, are you sure you don't want the other way around?
No, I like it this way. Left to right, top to bottom.
Yeah, I know.
Anyways,
do you want to actually introduce the team on the side of Team Instinct?
Yes, Team Instinct, bottom side of your minimap, left-hand side of your spectator UI. We have Mox and WolfOfEloStreet making up your dual lane hunter support combo as Neith and Xing Tien. Mid lane, we have Korinyo playing Isis, NinjaBobat playing your jungle Ymir, and Gamehunter rocking the Loki, something that is making a bit of a resurgence in certain compositions, and I think this composition is one that works quite well with that.
Yeah, and then over on the side of Team Illusion, who is going to be the Chaos side, we have Hou Yi and Sobek being played by Kurko and Xata in the dual lane, Ressu on Agni in the mid lane. Wukong is being played by Kazpu in the solo lane, and Samsa is on Thor in the jungle.
Yeah, going to be very, very interesting. Team Illusion, a little bit more of a traditional...
On this dual lane, actually, we already see an invade, and I think that was a steal, because WolfOfEloStreet has a hog.
Yes, and he does, and this is something that we've seen WolfOfEloStreet pick up a couple times. And I had a discussion with someone about it the other day, and he was like, "When's the last time you saw it?" "Oh, I saw it on WolfOfEloStreet." Not that that means much in terms of standard meta, but it's, you know, in terms of its viability, maybe. But again, for those of you who don't know, because again, most of us just stopped buying it, does 480 damage within 15 units to an enemy minion or jungle monster. And the target is always with the highest maximum health, meaning that it's guaranteed to hit the jungle minion if for some reason, you know, the buff minion specifically, which means that when he comes in, it's a lot easier to steal that way. Though again, the viability of the item in other positions or on other uses later in the game, we'll just have to wait and see. Though it will be 1,000 damage at tier 3, so that's pretty significant.
Yeah, one thing to keep in mind is the fact that this hog being bought means that they lose that active slot. So, well, when I say lose that active slot, it is known that hog gets worse as time goes on, as Gold Fury and Fire Giant actually increase in health, so it takes longer and longer to shut things down, whereas the magical power and physical power increase, so you get effectively a whole lot more. It's a lot more difficult to actually get a good 1,000 health hog off, even if it's sort of a even if you do quite a good job. So basically it's just going to go down, and it's effectively going to become a wasted active slot almost by the end of the late game.
It's certainly by the very late.
Yeah.
Though
more importantly, because this is the support as well, and usually what you see with support is something like a shell or a weakening curse or something along those lines.
And then maybe,
but obviously WolfOfEloStreet thinks that actually they don't need to do that. They can put it on someone like an Ymir. So they don't need to do that, as the other active is most likely going to be a blink if they want to get a very easy engage.
I don't think Xing Tien needs a blink, but it's certainly an option. So that said, you know, we're going to take a look around the map. Gamehunter doing perfectly fine. He's at level 5, meaning that he's going to start getting up towards being able to actually clear the wave fairly easily. He's past the worst part of his game up against a Sun Wukong. Gamehunter doing a very good job of putting it so it pulls the wave, giving himself opportunity to redo it. Dual lane, though, Xata
on the dual lane.
And Thor's down as well. And Mox even more trouble.
Yeah, Mox actually going to be forced to use a backflip away. Going to get a nice route though. And Mox is still in here. That's going to be a triple kill to NinjaBobat. Wow.
So now we know that, wow. Okay, because the biggest thing there is that he does it. Nobody's got beads at this point. And, well, actually, the Agni does, and Agni's over mid lane going, y'all, get out of there! Get out! Don't do it! Probably, and... I mean, let's be honest, that's what I would be saying. And, I mean, it's perfect, because Neith ultimate for...
Over on the solo side, actually, we're going to see Kazpu diving under the tier 1 tower. This should be a dead Loki. Yeah, we're going to get another kill. So that's going to be the first kill from the side of Team Evolution. Anyway, sorry about interrupting.
That's okay. But, so what happens is as soon as they grab that, Ymir immediately goes down to block it off, so they have to run into him, into that very large AoE. He grabs, and he's pulling, and he's pulling, and he's pulling, so they can't get out. And then as soon as he throws, they slam into the wall or into Ymir, and they're stuck, and it's like, okay, let's disengage, you know, turn and run away from the wall. The, Neith ultimate gets used on the, you know, the highest health target to keep them in place, and then you see the detonation from NinjaBobat, and they all die. I think that they were really just going for getting a lot of damage off, and if you kill them, you kill them, because, let's be honest, that Neith ultimate, I think Neith was trying to maybe get a kill there, you know, but at the end of the day, getting 3 kills on your Hunter pre-4 minutes is huge. He's level 7 right now, at 3-0-0, and he has a full 1,000 gold over his opposing jungler.
Yeah, I mean, it was something that I said as we were talking about it, and I said that they were looking for these sort of early team fights, Gold Fury, with this very early team composition. I mean, Loki, Isis, Neith, Ymir, and Xing Tien, and yeah, they've got some pretty good late game as well in there with a Loki and Isis.
I'd call it a
but actually, their early game is pretty insane as well.
Yeah, I say early game.
The amount of damage is ridiculous.
I totally agree. I think early game, everybody except for Loki is at their strongest by mid, and then and again in terms of power relation, and Ressu in a little bit of trouble here. Interesting Ymir wall, but you know we're gonna see the Neith ultimate. There's the Isis ultimate as well. Neith is going to hit, not gonna be enough, and I don't think they're gonna dive for it. No, they aren't. So that's going to be some pressure onto the tower at least. Xing Tien walking in the backside, and oh my goodness, that actually hit that range, and Xata is in trouble as well. I'm gonna see Xing Tien jumping over. Didn't realize that actually went over walls.
Yeah, it's one of those few things. I've done it outside into out of Odin cages and even into sometimes. It's quite a fun thing to do.
Well, yes, and again though, because for example, Xbalanque's ultimate again, because we're sort of at a lull. If we see a fight, let me know. Cut me off, but
yeah.
Xbalanque's Rising Jaguar was lowered in height, so that way you didn't think, oh, it goes over the wall, because it doesn't. And Xing Tien's leap right there goes the same distance. Actually, going to see an engagement there onto Xata and Samsa, and Xata is going to make it out of there. Samsa is in trouble and is going to... Actually, no, not going to die. He's going to get the teleport out just in time, so that is several ultimates burned for naught, but significant pressure nonetheless.
Unfortunately, they couldn't quite get the combo off. They just... Xata just escaped, and then just to make it even worse, the carpet came out as Samsa used to teleport away, so he didn't get that either. So that's very unfortunate for them. They did just deward Gold Fury, so that could be something that they're looking for soon. I think once Korinyo's ultimate comes up, which is in about 5 seconds.
Yeah, and that's also the third purple buff now taken by Team Instinct on Team Illusion's side of the map. All 6 purple buffs have at the very least been dropped by Team Instinct. The side mains, maybe not for that first one, but for Team Illusion. But beyond that, everything. Dual lane doing quite well for themselves right now. Going to see a wall coming out from Samsa, and we're going to see more engagement here onto Bobat. Bobat is going to beads out. Zata going to get away, but however, Ressu is in some trouble, is going to beads that away as well. But there are no ultimates available aside from Korinyo's. Oh, Thor ult is going to come out, and the rest of the Neith ultimate as well. Thor was trying to get in the way, didn't quite happen, and now Gamehunter is in some trouble. He's a level behind Kazpu, and is going to get the double tap, but he's going to ult away, and he will be all right. He should have his invisibility back up momentarily, so he can try and get out.
Yeah, can I actually point out, that wasn't Samsa trying to block the Neith ult from Xata. Samsa actually had the Neith ult channeled on him as he was up in the air.
Oh.
And he went down and hit Xata, who was backing off.
And who was already low. Thank you. Good job.
Yeah, it could have killed him.
Samsa. I know that's not what he's necessarily trying to do. It's, oh no, run away. And he just happens to land behind his teammate. But come on, dude. Dual lane, WolfOfEloStreet going in aggressive onto Kurko, but he has to be. You know, he's a level 9 Xing Tien with a hog.
Yeah.
So, I really think that Team Instinct, even though they're, I mean, late game they'll do fine. Smite doesn't necessarily have the fall-off mechanics that other games do. But they certainly, they don't want to hit the late game. Moex does not want to be boxing Kurko, and both of them be between 14 and 20. Because if they're
Yeah,
equal
I mean,
in levels, Neith loses, hands down.
yeah. Hou Yi is one of those gods who, I mean, we talked about, you talked about it earlier with him getting the buff to his ricochet and the damage on his dive bomb as well. That's a whole lot extra, and it makes it a lot more difficult to actually fight him. I've been struggling against him recently, just because he's so strong. Anyway, we see a fight around the gold tier. Xata's going to try and get the block. He's going to get it through the wall onto Korinyo, who's going to fall down. WolfOfEloStreet going to ult into the Ymir, but it's not going to find anyone. Samsa going to channel his own ulti, just getting out. WolfOfEloStreet running away from Kurko is going to do it as well. Samsa backing off in the back line. And NinjaBobat is going to just get caught by the end of the Agni dash. And that's going to be that. Well, not even the Agni dash, it was the Agni
Flame Wave.
basic attack,
So,
I think.
yeah, Flame Wave, but yeah, but anyways.
TP'd.
Yeah, Gamehunter and Kurko is completely out of mana, so Moex needs to be aggressive here. However, you're going to see Kazpu coming in as well. Gamehunter needs to find somebody. He's going to ult onto Kurko. Kurko's going to beads, but he is very, very low. Gamehunter needs to be careful. Good pluck as well, getting thrown into that Berserker Barrage. Kurko is still in the area too. If he just gets any damage off at all, Gamehunter is going to fall. He went on the wrong person. Kazpu going to take out Moex as well. That is a soft deicide. All 5 members have died. I do, or no.
No, that was.
It was a win for Team Illusion. Several people died.
Yeah, it was definitely a win for Team Illusion. They forced everyone back at least if they didn't kill them.
Yes.
So big win
like,
for them.
It looked like it was 5 because they were the only people that were there were in base, but then I remembered that they still had 1 kill before that, so it was a 3 or 4 kill.
Yeah,
so
and
I digress.
This is where Insync is gonna start falling off just a little bit because they're gonna start. They are ahead ever so slightly. Well, I mean they're not even actually ahead.
At this point,
gold difference and XP difference are now in favor of Illusion. So they're not really that in their head anymore. Just in a couple of places they're a little bit further ahead than others and behind in some. So now they've got to be quite careful. Actually, on the right side, Korinyo is going to get dashed in using the ult on the onto Samsa. Samsa could fall here. Not quite going to fall yet. And is he going to get the TP through the end? Yeah, no, he's not. NinjaBobat going to finally finish him off. Going to use the ultimate as well, channel it through. Ressu going to use the Aegis. Xata the only one getting hit by it. Ninja looking for the wall to get himself out, and I think he should just get out safely. Kazpu is still chasing him, actually. Going to go onto the tower. NinjaBobat's going to go down. And now Hou Yi ultimate going to be channeled through. WolfOfEloStreet going to knock Kazpu back into the tower. Kazpu does not have a way of getting this out. But Loki went into the ultimate and hit him, and he just needs to get right out. Ressu very low on health as well. I don't think he has the dash up. No, it doesn't, and that's going to be a double kill for WolfOfEloStreet as Kurko is sitting here on his lonesome as Samsa comes up.
No, Gamehunter, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it!
Oh,
my heart. And they're going very aggressive, but which they need to. Thor's going up into the air. That's the wrong person. I want Thor. Thor's going to come down. Thor's going in deep. Going to get the stun off as well. WolfOfEloStreet is in trouble. WolfOfEloStreet doesn't care. Look at the damage that they're doing back to Samsa. Samsa now in trouble, forced to back away. And this is why Team Instinct can do well right now. Is they are hitting their spikes, like we're talking about. This is really that highest point for them. And also Hou Yi. This is a build direction that I've seen we saw Hou Yi take last game as well, where he went, or 2 games ago, excuse me, it was the quarters, or no, round of 16, not quarters. Brain, not good. Anyways, Bluestone into boots, okay, into Transcendence. The problem is when you're up against someone who goes Transcendence first, especially if they get ahead, is that Transcendence is now fully stacked. So Moex actually is getting damage off of his Transcendence. It's not just the mana. While Kurko hasn't even finished it, so we did see a kill over there while we were watching, while we were talking about Kurko, and now Bobat gonna zone while they try and do Gold Fear. And this is a great start, and I think that they should be able to get it as long as we don't see any crazy Thor Hou Yi combo wombo.
Yeah,
insanity.
well, we're going to see the Ymir will actually try and block Xata off. Xata is going to get the full channel ultimate off. Instinct gets the Gold Fury as Hou Yi ultimate is raining down bombs on everyone. Korinyo is going to get stunned out. He's probably going to fall down. Nice silence is going to keep him alive for a little bit longer. But the Sun Wukong ultimate is going to finish him off. And now NinjaBobat's in a nasty position, running away from 3 of them. And Thor's going to chase him up as well. I think he's going to try and dive to the tower. But Thor going to hit him. And that's the end of Bobat.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen Bobat cut to the tier 1 tower instead of the tier 2. Because he knew that he was being chased. And he knew that everybody was chasing him from mid lane. And so, again, now this is a super, super, super minor thing that maybe an SPL player would think about next time. But, well, Bobat was an SPL player, so I'm going to make the remark anyways. which is if you cut to the tier 1 tower, they've got to come across to follow you instead of coming straight over to chase you, and you're more likely to be able to get away. That said, good sentiment either way, and if you know you're going to die, you might as well try to deny yourself.
Try and die to tower.
Yeah, try to deny yourself. This isn't Dota where you can actually have your teammates kill you, though it's rarely ever done. It's always entertaining to hear about, though. WolfOfEloStreet fighting Xata, and the Hog does it! Because now it's at tier 3, which means that it does it for a damage to both of them.
Yeah, so it was going to easily clear both of them away. It wasn't going to fully clear them, but Xata had done enough damage, so it was just going to be a fairly easy takeaway from WolfOfEloStreet. Now, what you're talking about earlier, the Hou Yi getting Transcendence later on, I kind of agree with you, it's not that great of an idea, but there is actually some merit in this. Okay. Originally he went Bluestone, as you're going to see the stun not hit most. But yeah, but originally he went Bluestone, so he's going to get a little bit of mana from that, and he's going to be able to fight and do quite a bit of damage. Then he's going to go into boost, because he's having a little bit of difficulty, and they've been over in that lane quite a lot. I mean, the Xing Tien Ymir ultimate first time round, that's gonna scare anyone to trying to get out as fast as possible. But then he knows that he's losing mana quite quickly, because Hou Yi is actually very mana intensive. Like, his dive bomb is 90 max rank. Same with Korinyo actually going to get pulled in and immediately dropped by Kurko. That was a whole lot of damage onto him. WolfOfEloStreet being chased by Xata, but I don't think anything's going to come out of that.
No, this is going to be a bit of a disengage. Team Illusion now is leading, though, at 11-8 at 15 minutes in. Gold, however, is 600 in favor of Team Instinct as WolfOfEloStreet gets plucked and killed, and they're going to take their first tower of the game. The first tower of the game, period, actually, as Bobat does a backhand. But Gold and XP now both in favor of Team Illusion. Team Instinct behind by about 800 in the experience department, though Gold is quite minimal. And we are going to see an attempt to steal here. Gamehunter is in the area. Are going to get the freeze off from Bobat onto Kazpu. Kazpu in a touch of trouble, and nope, speed buff is stolen, and Bobat wants to punish Xata for it. And ultimate used. Not going to do much. Xata going to take that speed buff because, hey, why not? There's the ultimate. Wow, they really want to punish that crocodile. Mohawk's going to kill.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was too far away.
Yep, oh, there's the Thor. Or spin. Or throw.
Yeah.
Not spin.
Oh, yeah.
Good Isis
yeah,
ball.
Mohawk's actually very low on health right now. The Isis ultimate is going to come out, just doing enough, and also allowing Mohawk to turn around and getting a double kill for himself.
Yeah, very, very good. And Team Instinct turning us right back around and saying, you know, we have the mechanics. We cannot be stopped. This game is going to be a game that's going to be completely one. I think in respect to draft and in respect to late game execution, because both of these teams are incredibly good, incredibly close. Gamehunter is going to steal away his own blue buff. We're going to see Neith coming out there as well onto Kazpu. Kazpu is just going to ult away. So that's an ultimate for an ultimate. I'm not really sure if I would call that a win for Team Instinct right now, though.
Well, I mean, WolfOfEloStreet coming up behind, but unfortunately the 22 transformation, really good wall from NinjaBobat, is going to keep it just for a little bit, but it's not enough for them to be able to chase out.
Yeah, definitely not. So, again, as I was saying, it's it's a very interesting game that is going to be won off the back of the late game team fight. Good, a steal attempt by Illusion on Ressu, but better counter steal, I guess, from Korinyo, hitting it with the last wind gust to actually get it. Just good job of saying, you know what, keep applying your damage to it, because if they steal it, they steal it, but if you stop applying damage, they're definitely going to steal it. So.
Yeah, and also more importantly, that actually used Samsa's ultimate, so the Thor ulti is down for the next engagement, and it's not going to be up for another 45 seconds. So if Team Instinct wants to go in, they can do a whole lot of stuff there. What they've got to be careful though is Sun Wukong actually just used his teleport. So if they want to, they can go in as well, because Sun Wukong's not going to be able to get around that fast. He's got to fight against Gamehunter.
Definitely. So we've got 4 members of Instinct here, and they're going to try and do a quick turn and burn on this Gold Fury. If they're going to do this, I really want to see them do it faster, and I don't know if they have the damage just yet. We're going to see Xata starting to come in as well. They're going to go for the freeze. There's the Isis ultimate finally, but the same thing happened as last time. And they are doing their best. And Team Illusion is going to take it once again. WolfOfEloStreet is in trouble, and they are going to actually split off. Bobat going up and saying, just chase me, don't take my team, and sacrificing himself, I would say, to allow the other 3 members of his team to disengage. While Sun Wukong rotated all the way to mid to push in a little bit there, Loki will be taking the solo lane tower, the first tower taken for his team. Yeah,
Loki has to be careful though, because now Sun Wukong's here, and he's just going to get away. just not really wanting to fight. This is exactly how you play a Loki. You just don't do anything until you know you're going to get a kill. And you can actually see this in the player damage graphs with him being on the lowest right now. So yeah, 3,700. And we do actually see another fight over on the duo lane though, as Moex got dived in from Kurko. Beat actually forced on Korinyo and Kurko as well. Xing Tien ultimate gonna come through. The beat from Samsa as well. Xata is gonna get a nice punt onto Korinyo, and WolfOfEloStreet is gonna get blown up by a Samsa double tap. Hou Yi Ricochet is gonna hit. The stun from Moex, not enough. And I think that's going to be another disengage, except then Ymir blinking in on the left-hand side. Ressu is not going to live, or is he? Because he gets the dash away and gets the stun. He is on 42 health right now, and is going to finally go down to big stacks. But he kills Korinyo on the back line.
He gets the kill anyways, jumping over the solo lane. Oh, nope, never mind. I was wanting to go to click on Gamehunter's face, and as I clicked, he died. Gamehunter was 1v1ing Kazpu underneath his tower. Kazpu very, very close to dead, but not dead, so it doesn't really matter. 16 to 12 now in favor of Team Illusion. Gold graphs definitely in their favor now, so Team Illusion finally in the lead, and we're in that awkward position now where they're just going to keep scaling, and Team Instinct, as I said, because of this draft, Team Illusion the draft may win or lose the game for Team Instinct because of this the spiky nature of their composition.
Yes, that is definitely the case. They can come back later on. They do have some really good late game team fighting with the Ymir Xing Tien. Again, basically what they were doing to start off with. But it gets very good scaling later on, so the more you start fighting, the better it gets. And NinjaBobat is actually quite far ahead, sitting at 6-4-3, with over 10,000 gold. So he's actually the third highest farm? No, second highest farm.
Goodness.
You saw that as well, didn't you?
Yes, so speaking of gold per minute, 493, or 490-ish on Sun Wukong, 420, again, 430-ish on Bobat, and then 421 on the Neith. And Neith deciding, you know what, I've got the gold for it, I'm going to buy a Chin Size. Now, again, Transcendence into boots, into Soul Eater. Again, pretty decent attack speed on the Soul Eater as well. And then opting to go into Chin Size here. Sobek.
Oh, actually,
left side.
On the left lane, Moex is very low on health. Kurko and the Samsa have both used their ultimates. NinjaBobat blinked in, but immediately got stunned out by the Agni. After getting blocked in by the Ymir wall, taking quite a bit of damage from the tower. Not going to be enough. Korinyo can't finish him off. Not going to find the stun either. Samsa going to force the beat and use the stun and the TP away. And I think Instinct has to run underneath tower. Korinyo's got to be quite careful. Not going to get hit by the pull. Is going to get hit by the ricochet, forcing the beat. Hou Yi have to dive one out away behind the wall, and I think Illusion are looking very good to actually take this tower if they really wanted to.
Yeah, so they're a little bit on the low side, so they don't want to try and risk it. You know, just a little bit too much damage and they're done. So just because of how low they were. But again, very, very solid. Their composition is just really starting to fall in line now. Sobek, you know, those mitigations and lurking in the waters do increase per level now, and they're getting their itemization online as well. So 17 to 12. I think at this point, Team Illusion's only hope is to try and hold on during team fights and get a Loki split push going. But they're already behind. You know, one tower being taken compared to all three tier 1s being taken. And Gamehunter just can't do the split push game because Kazpu's done a better job of farming 5, 1, and 4. You know, he's been involved in a lot of kills too. He's been farming deaths. But
Kazpu's already level 20.
Exactly, that's where I was getting to, is these 3 levels ahead. So he's a very scary Wukong.
Yeah.
Even if Loki at this
one
point
thing I will
doesn't get
say,
levels.
when I said, did you see what I saw? You said yes, but I don't think you actually did. Do you notice the WolfOfEloStreet ultimate is up? And he didn't use it in that fight on the tier 2 tower. He used it clearing the red buff with Korinyo.
Yeah, I thought I noticed that. So again, it's very odd.
Yeah, so that actually caused him a couple of problems because then it wasn't up to use in the team fight afterwards. So he just had to try and sort of sit there and be a tanky person, which unfortunately, when they're starting to get this far behind, you can see that he's taking damage and it's getting quite annoying. 3-man ultimate though, but there's a 4th man there, Kazpu, just making sure that no one can go in on the rest of Team Illusion. So that's Wolf's ultimate down again for another 80 seconds.
And again, this is, excuse me, what we were talking about is the, you know, his ultimate's great in a team fight. But it's not, it's not a cataclysm or anything where it does a little bit of damage, but it's more about the CC, so your teammates can do the damage. And here, we're just not seeing that. We're going to see tons of aggression coming out, though, from Team Illusion. They're going in deep here onto WolfOfEloStreet and Moabs. WolfOfEloStreet going to kind of take them on a bit of a merry ride. On the right-hand side, we are going to see a 3v2. We're going to see the ultimate from Bobat. Korinyo going to fall. Gamehunter going to take out Samsa, though. And now, WolfOfEloStreet making it under tower. And his two teammates are coming around into mid. This is a 4 versus 4, kind of, as Neith is off to the side, just now making his way into the party. Moex is here, looking for something onto Xata. Doing fairly well because of that chin size, but again, I'm not sure if it's as well as if he had a Executioner instead. Again, those numbers are very interesting when looking at anything other than a Guardian. So he's doing good, but not amazingly. You're going to see a green gate there onto the bottom side. NinjaBobat going to get blown up in the middle of that as Xing Tien does show back up, but this is a 4 versus 1 right now as they're all chasing OX. And he's trying. Yeah. He's trying to survive.
Yeah, that was a very nice beat from Moex to make sure he didn't get plucked in. Also, Gamehunter had to use his ultimate, so that's down. He can't look to pluck out a single target. We do see the Gold Fury dance happening right now. Gamehunter has TP back in, but I don't know if they noticed his ultimate down or not. So that's going to get a pluck onto WolfOfEloStreet. He's going to get a really nice ultimate onto two of them and immediately force the beat. Some wukong ultimate used as well, going onto Moex. The WolfOfEloStreet's finally finished off by Kazpu. They're not going for the Gold Fury, but they could very much if they want to. Finally starting it up now.
Yeah, so they're starting it up again, but every time they start it, Team Instinct is here. And Team Instinct doing a good job of stopping them, but they're not actually getting anything out of this. What I would want to see right now is seeing... Oh, okay, now Moex is going to die to Korinyo getting a nice 2-man stun, but it's a little bit too late. Good Aegis from Samsa just in case, and now that's going to be a disengage, and Loki has been hanging out here. I would have liked to have seen Gamehunter push up mid lane. Actually, Korinyo is in some trouble. It does get a good Spirit Ball off, but has no other abilities. Does get the silence off, but it's too late, and Gamehunter is here. Gamehunter getting Kazpu, but again, that was a 4-4-2 overall.
Yeah.
Because Ymir just respawned, we just saw Xata respawning, and Kazpu just died. So, again, there was nothing taken by Team Instinct, and Team Illusion got more kills. So it's in their favor. It's not like Loki split push, took 2 towers and a Phoenix while that fight was going on. In which case, sure, we lost 4 people, but we took a tower. No, you didn't take anything. So...
Yeah. Basically, what's happening right now is, and it's happened twice, and it's probably going to happen again at some point. Illusion's doing a really good job of actually baiting this Gold Fury fight, because Instinct have to respond. This Gold Fury should be there. We see them going to start it up now. Is Instinct just going to let this go? They probably should, because right now they've lost about 10 kills or so just to trying to fight around the Gold Fury. So the best thing to do is actually just leave it. Although WolfOfEloStreet is coming up on this, and they still haven't finished it. Yeah, we go. Just finally going for it and taking that down. So WolfOfEloStreet, if he'd been a little bit faster, he could have actually got there and stolen it, maybe.
Maybe, but he may have also just died again. 4 out of the 5 of them in the mid lane, and I think they're going to look at Fire Giants. This is incredibly risky, but they could. Instead, maybe they're going to look at they're going to look at Loki instead of looking for Gamehunter. Gamehunter does get his blue buff and run away. He's made it to level 20 finally, so that's good for him. But now, are we really just going to go straight to a Fire Giant dance? I understand that Team Illusion is in the lead, and so they can dictate this, but at the same time, they could do so much more. Samsa going to get ulted there by Moex. WolfOfEloStreet getting He's going to go into
he's going to be forced to use his ultimate. Ymir going to find a stun onto Ressu. Then Kurko went over the wall to try and take out WolfOfEloStreet. He's going to go away. Meanwhile, Gamehunter actually soloed Ressu on the backside. Kazpu going to get knocked up a little bit. WolfOfEloStreet finally going down back into the backline. Samsa actually having to run away and going towards the left side, and Korinyo finishing off Xata as well, and now they're looking for Kurko. The nice route is actually going to keep Kurko busy, then going to get the attack speed reduction. The stun is going to hit, and that's Kurko dead. Kazpu is the only person left alive with Samsa, no ultimate. This could be a Fire Giant going to Team Instinct if they want, but they're trying to look for Kazpu instead.
Missing pretty much everything, doing a very good job of dodging that out. Gamehunter going to finish him off. NinjaBobat going to get that. So that's a kill that Gamehunter took that could have been Bobat's earlier, and a kill from Gamehunter or kill by Bobat that should have been Gamehunter there. As Gamehunter killing Ressu. Ressu was taken down about a quarter health there by NinjaBobat before Gamehunter just ulted in to say thank you.
Xata has ultimate.
Hope he comes down.
And he's going to land and try and do what he can. Right now it's very low. Team Instinct do get the Fire Giant. Gamehunter finishes off Samsa before he can take anyone else. So that's Fire Giant going to Team Instinct after Illusion decided to get ready to go for it.
If he had come down 2 seconds later, you know, not even, maybe 1, he might have gotten that kill on the Fire Giant. But at the same time, if he came down, you know, 1.5 to 2.5 seconds later, just after the Fire Giant was done, well, then he's in the middle of 5 people who all have Fire Giant buffs. So it's a very, very, you know, fine line to try and walk. And a good attempt, you know, always giving Thor's credit for attempted steal dunks. It's very, very hard to do. It's, you know, it's not like it's, yeah, I know that I need to get in and at a quarter health hog it like it used to be. So mid lane tower going to be focused. There's going to be the second tier 1 tower taken by Instinct, and Team Illusion just all of a sudden went very hard onto the back foot. I understand they're not as far as head now, but they're also immediately saying, fine, Team Instinct will play your game, instead of what they've been doing, which is telling Team Instinct to play their game. So,
well, I mean, this is basically what this is what we were talking about. Instinct have now suddenly got to the late game, and they actually have a pretty good scaling late game. It may not be like the greatest.
Yeah, it's their 4 to 6 item
very
slot.
good.
It's kind of, or not, excuse me, it's their 3 to 4 item slot. It's a little bit rough. Once they make it to level 20, they're definitely better. And also, I think they've played their team fights incredibly well. So
yeah.
Kazpu getting focused and Xata getting focused. A little bit of split focus as well. But again, back off. You force an ultimate. It's Hou Yi's ultimate as well. It's an important one, and you're good to go. So Thor dog in though onto 2, and they are in some trouble. Korinyo, though, Samsa getting blown up really quickly. Coming out. Oh, he gets caught mid teleport, and he is going to fall there. NinjaBobat going to finish him off, and now Xata trying to get something done. Not a whole lot of damage onto WolfOfEloStreet as he does back off. Xata getting blown. Kurko going to push up Gamehunter to the top side. Moek's going to take out the crocodile at the bottom, and now they are looking for a little bit more. 4 versus 3. The WolfOfEloStreet is low. There is plenty of healing to go around. Blink in from Bobat, not going to hit anything. Going to see a freeze onto none as well. Kazpu doing a good job of kiting. And now they are looking to try and finish off the monkey. Sun Wukong does fall, and they should be taking their second tier 2 tower of the game. And now Team Instinct very solidly in the lead in terms of objectives.
Yep, they could. They may even get a Phoenix here, as only Kurko and Ressu are alive, and Ressu only has 1 ultimate, I think. He can't really do too much about this. Gonna get a nice stun onto WolfOfEloStreet, but that's a guaranteed Phoenix going down. Are they gonna look for the second one? They could do this one as well, because there's no one on the side of Team Illusion to really help. We do see that Samsa has his ultimate, gonna land down onto Moek, trying to do as much as possible. Force the beads though, and now he's on about half health already just by walking in. Dive bomb onto WolfOfElo. WolfOfElo trying to look what he can. He knew he was dead, he was just doing what he could. Kurko is gonna go down though to Moek. Xata in channeling his ultimate, gonna get a nice stun. As you know, it's gonna go onto Korinyo, who has Aegis. Moek's gonna find Samsa with her with the ultimate. Ressu in the backline trying to finish off. Gamehunter actually falling down to Xata, who's on no health. Korinyo finally finishing him up, and now only Kazpu remains as everyone else on Team Illusion has fallen. But Gamehunter and WolfOfEloStreet are down. What can Team Instinct do? Because Kazpu is a very annoying character.
30 seconds until the next player responds for Team Illusion, and they can either try and blow up Kazpu, which is possible, or if they just turn their focus to Titan right now, they've got a decent amount of damage. Again, that chin size not as amazing as, say, an Executioner up against the Titan, because the Executioner does apply the debuff. Chin size does not apply its percent health, but there we go, going to focus on the Kazpu. Kazpu going to get blown up right there. Not a huge fan of that Isis ultimate, but hey, they're going to get the kill. They're now ahead. It's 32 minutes in, 28 to 26, and they have a 5,000 gold lead. Plus, I mean, at least nobody has a Fire Giant, as it did just wind down. So I guess that's probably why they backed off, was because Fire Giant buff wore off. Yeah, and also the amount of gold in hand, Malice one shot.
Yeah, yeah, Malice is going to be quite important, and also going into another crate item as well. Most likely, Rage should be able to go with the Malice a fair amount and just try and get more crates off, so you'll doing a lot more damage. Notice, however, Rage and Malice actually kind of counteract each other a little bit, so you could go Deathbringer as well to try and get that increased damage. If you don't know why they counter each other, Malice works very similar to Mail of Renewal. When it refreshes, it just resets it to the top rather than continually adding more damage on, so it doesn't stack.
Now, on the bright side, you still do get a tick between each basic attack, and so it's a DPS increase overall. Still with Hunters, Rage and Deathbringer is a slight decrease in damage, but it's from what it used to be before the Deathbringer nerf. But on a Hunter, Rage and Deathbringer are still incredibly strong.
Yeah.
So again, it'll work. I trust in Moex. He's been playing Smite a very long time, so I'm sure that his build makes sense. At the very least to him. We're going to go in onto Kazpu. They're just going to dump 3 ultimates. Alright, yeah, put them all in. Kazpu is going to fall. And I'm not a huge fan of burning that many ultimates right before... Oh, hello. Here we go. Sansa coming in. Sansa actually angering the Fire Giant as well. And so Moek's going to start taking tons of damage from that. And so he needs to get out of there as the Fire Giant does come down as well. Sansa going in deep on the backside through that ultimate from Hou Yi as well. They're looking for more. We are going to see a tons of chase coming in. You're going to see the Aegis coming out from Korinyo. Korinyo going to get that photo finish where he does fall. And Gamehunter going to finish off Ressu in the middle. And now they're trying to decide what they want to do as Moex does continue to chase Samsa topside. And Xata, keeping 3 busy. That is 3 for 1. And yes, was Korinyo mid, fairly important. And now they're going to actually opt to try and end this. As, well, they have tons of minions flowing in. And my only concern is that it's a Hou Yi and a Thor. They can do some pretty serious damage late game. Or always, for that matter.
Yeah.
Though Hou Yi's ultimate is not up, so there's that. But Thor's is, as he does go up into the air. And down.
Yeah, I feel like Thor just went into the air a little bit too early there and is now going to be caught out probably again onto Moex. Actually going to be able to use the TP away. Moex taking a little too much damage. Going to use the backflip into the Phoenix, actually using the Aegis as the rest of Team Instinct was taking down the Titan. They're going to finish it at 34 minutes and 46 seconds, 32 to 27, and that's about a 7,000 gold lead. Yeah, 7,500.
Yeah, very good game, and a lot of that did come sort of towards the late game. As I said, very close. That middle game, there was the opportunity for Team Illusion to take it back, but they couldn't quite do so. And because of that, there were just that 1-2 fights right in the middle, where really I think it came down more to Team Instinct's their playstyle and pick off in terms of focusing the actual characters, because they were in their trough in terms of damage, player damage, but they managed to do it. So I can't knock it, because they did successfully make their way into the finals, and now we will be seeing a finals with 2 teams that have never... Oh no, Illusion made it. Instinct made it last week. Never mind. Darn. Instinct is now guaranteed first seed after this week, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I believe they are.
Because of how far down Moxie's fell at the very least. Because Moxie's fell in round 16.
This week has been insane for the for where people have been, because of course, as we said, Moxie's lost. I don't know if it was round 32.
Moxie's round.
It was round
16. Round of 32 was losing. Oh, no.
Team Bizarre.
Round of 32 was Team Bizarre. Round of 16 was also Dexterity Gaming, which is 5th seed. The Poppies lost in the round of 8 to Losing Road.
Yeah.
Although Poppy, that's a 5th-4. That's 5-4. That's not too bad.
Yeah, so there's going to be a whole lot of shake-ups this week. Something to note as well is there's actually a new type of roster locking for this week. Week 1 and Week 2, it was only like a soft roster lock, so you could have as many people come in and out of your team as long as you had 3 of the remaining team, 3 of the original team. Now, the top 4 teams are going to be hard roster locked. They cannot play for a different challenger team. So the top 4 in here, Agni, Pikachu's, Losing Road, Team Instinct, and Team Illusion, their players are now locked on those teams. They cannot play for anyone else but those teams. And that means that if any of them want to leave or go up to SPL, they actually lose that spot, because there are only 9 spots on a hard roster locked team. And if one of them leaves and doesn't come back, you effectively have lost that spot, so you only have 8 spots left. So it's going to start getting a little bit interesting, and these teams now need to start thinking not just how can we play well with each other, it's how can we play well with each other and keep happy with each other, so we don't start raging and don't start getting annoyed, so we don't start leaving.
Yeah, definitely. It will be interesting. That said, we will be back with the finals in just a moment. Once again, Team Instinct up against Losing Road. Don't go anywhere. This is the EU Challenger Cup Week 3. We'll be back with the best of 3 finals in just a moment.